Welcome to the Witchy Work Wishes podcast, a place to find your weekly inspiration for bringing your personal witchcraft practice into your business, work, and office. Welcome to Witchy Work Wishes, and thank you so much for joining me today on episode number 85, which is completely devoted to Litha and our summer solstice that is coming up this month. I have pulled some history for us. I have a couple of good spells we can do, and of course, some wonderful ways we can incorporate Litha into our corporate world. Real quick though, I do have some general housekeeping notes for the month of June, and I did grab a couple of things I did over the weekend to help with my own personal practice. All right, housekeeping first. The after hours section of Witchy Work Wishes, the gummies. Oh my goodness! I am so delayed with the launch of the new moon and the full moon gummies, but we are close. The final version of the label went for approval, and they should be in production within the next week. Phew, a much bigger process than I originally anticipated, but I promise they are well worth the wait. It is so important for me to get everything just right, so you know what? A June launch it is. Now, also with the After Hours section of Witchy Work Wishes is the Spellbound Spirit series that I am doing on the podcast. And we've covered so far both the new moon and the waxing moon cocktails, or a handful of each, and they are posted on the website. I'm really having fun with this series. Next one, of course, is going to be the full moon episode, and I'm going to go all out on this one, just like the moon goes all out when she is full. So I really do like to give you some good options for after hours, that time after work when we get to relax, unwind, and touch in with our practices. Now, my Shopify account, I have spent a bunch of time on this, and it will be launching with the gummy debut. I have some other items on it that will, of course, complement the working witch, and all will be available on my Shopify account in June. I'm really excited about that one launching. All right, let's see for weekend activity. If you have been following the podcast recently, you might be wondering where I am at with the offer that I put in on the mixed use building. And I am still in the, quote, figure it the beep out phase. I don't know if that worked or not. Okay, naturally a 1930s farmhouse, which is the residential part of the mixed use building, is going to come with 100-year-old problems. And boy, do those problems add up financially. There is so much work to be done. And, I'm just adding everything up. And hopefully the selling party will give concessions to their asking price so I can move forward with the purchase and do the repairs myself. That said, I'm staying with the energy of the card pull that I did last week, which was really on point with everything going on. So I didn't pack anymore. And I just kind of relaxed. While I do see this deal going through, it is taking much longer to go through that discovery phase than I realized. I don't want to push things. I really do want them to fall into place organically. So, you know what? I just kind of backed off. I tended to my yard. I did some household things. Oh, I attended a huge, big annual fundraiser for my local Humane Society, of which I sit on the board of directors with. The event was sold out. It was so heartwarming to have my local community come and support the shelter. We raised a bunch of money, all of which goes literally directly to the shelter and keeping it going. It was great, and I went home on Saturday night after the event, really feeling the energy of everyone who attended. So, no card pulls this weekend, no special spells or potion work, no big workings or rituals, just a low-key weekend, which was greatly appreciated and cherished by me. All right, well, you guys know I am all about the moon, right? But today it is all about the sun and celebrating his massive energy. Today it's all about Litha and the summer solstice. Well, the air is warming up, the sun is out later, both which cue us that it's time for Litha and our summer solstice. This is the day when the sun reaches its highest point in the sky and the northern hemisphere experiences the longest period of daylight. Litha and summer solstice have been celebrated by various cultures for thousands of years. And the term solstice actually is derived from the Latin word sol, meaning sun, and sistri is to stand still, which really does describe the sun's apparent pause in its journey across the sky. Now, this astronomical event typically occurs somewhere between June 19th and June 21st. And it really does symbolize life, fertility, and the peak of our growing season. This year for us, for 2024, it is going to fall on Thursday, June 20th. Now, ancient cultures such as the Egyptians, the Greeks, and the Romans, they all held summer solstice in pretty high regard. The Egyptians, for instance, they aligned the construction of some of their temples to the solstice sunrise, which really does coincide with the annual flooding of the Nile, both crucial events for agriculture. The Greeks celebrated the solstice with the festival Cronia, honoring Cronus, their god of agriculture. And in Rome, the Vestilia festival celebrated Vesta, who is the goddess of the hearth, home, and family. They celebrated that during the solstice period. These festivals for all three often included rituals, certainly feasting, and communal activities that reinforce societal bonds and emphasize the importance of harmony with nature's cycles. In Northern Europe, the summer solstice was marked by elaborate celebrations among Celtic, Slavic, and Scandinavian people. For the Celts, the solstice was associated with the Druids, who held sacred rituals at stone circles like Stonehenge that they believed to be aligned with the solstice sunrise. In Scandinavia, the solstice was known as midsummer. It was, and honestly still is, celebrated with large bonfires, with dancing and singing, all to ward off evil spirits and ensure a good harvest is coming. These traditions have persisted into modern times too, blending ancient pagan customs with Christian elements, demonstrating the enduring cultural significance of the summer solstice as a time of community, a time of reflection, and once again, a connection to that natural world. While Litha and summer solstice may go, hand in hand now, they didn't really start off that way. Think of them as kind of closely related, but two very distinct separate things. The summer solstice is more of a astronomical event, while Litha is more of a cultural and religious celebration that is associated with that event. The summer solstice occurs when the Earth's axial tilt is most inclined towards the sun, resulting in the longest day and shortest night of the year for the northern hemisphere. This typically, again, takes place around June 21st or, somewhere in that range of the 19th through the 21st. The solstice actually does mark the point at which the sun reaches its highest point in the sky at noon, and its path across the sky is the longest it will be all year long. So this event has been observed and celebrated by various cultures for millennia, honestly due to its significance in the agricultural calendar and its importance and impact on the environment. Litha, on the other hand, is a term used primarily in pagan traditions to denote the celebration of the summer solstice. Litha is actually one of the 8 Sabbats in our Wheel of the Year, which is a cyclical calendar that marks seasonal festivals. The celebration of Litha really does involve various rituals and activities that honor this sun at its peak strength. These can include lighting bonfires, feasting, dancing, performing rituals, all to promote growth, work with abundance, and spiritual renewal. Now, Litha celebrations are deeply rooted in ancient customs, but really are now infused with contemporary spiritual meanings and practices. This does happen to be the exact opposite of Yule on our Wheel of the Year, which is also my favorite time of the year. And as I personally try to bring more balance into my life and into my practice, I believe in order to find the purest energy and the highest use of Yule and Christmas, I also need to find the purest energy and highest use of Litha and the summer solstice. All right, so here we go. Let's do some of our Litha correspondences first. Our colors are going to be all that bright sun color stuff, the red, yellow, orange, blue, gold, and white. Think of a flame and how at parts of the flame you can actually see the blue in it. Our energy, definitely first and foremost, abundance, but we've got vitality, growth and gratitude, energy and strength. It's all about empowerment, about fertility, motherhood. It's about hand fasting and harvesting herbs. Think of the full moon energy here with Litha. Crystals, I would work with amber, carnelian, tiger's eye for sure, citrine, absolutely, sunstone, and the ruby. For plants and herbs, I would do sunflowers, basil, daisies, foxglove, cinnamon, chamomile, mugwort, peony, rosemary, rue. Let's see what else. Vervain, wild thyme would be good right here and right now. Marigold and yarrow. That's just to name some. Our Litha trees will be the holly tree, elder tree, beech and laurel trees, linden oak trees, and the rowan tree. So Litha is a time of peak solar energy, making it an auspicious occasion for us witches to harness the power of the sun in our magical practices. As the longest day of the year, Litha celebrates the sun's triumph over darkness and serves as a potent symbol of growth, vitality, and abundance. We can work with Litha by engaging in rituals and spells that align with these themes, drawing upon the sun's energy to manifest our intentions and enhance our spiritual practices. One of the primary ways we can work with Litha is by performing rituals that honor the sun and its life-giving power. As someone who is really tied to the moon, this counterbalance of sun work is important in generating a balance in my practice. So I have spent more time on Litha things I can do this year. This can be done through sun meditations, where one sits in a sunny spot and visualizes absorbing the sun's energy, filling the body with warmth and light. This particular practice not only fosters a deep connection with the natural world, but it also invigorates us, providing a boost of vitality and clarity. We can also create a sun altar with symbols of the seasons, using sunflowers, citrus fruits, gold-colored candles. All that stuff will help us focus and amplify the sun's energy. And I think offering these items to the sun during a sunrise or a sunset can be a powerful act of reverence and gratitude too. So spell work during Litha can center around, I would definitely grab abundance, protection even for sure, but also purification. The sun's peak energy is ideal for casting spells that are going to be aimed at attracting prosperity and success. For instance, we might perform a sunlight abundance spell using a gold candle, some sunflower seeds, a piece of our citrine crystal to manifest wealth and opportunities. And writing specific intentions on paper and meditating on them while basking in the sunlight can help further enhance the spell's potency. For our protection spells during Litha, well, they can be particularly effective as, the sun's strength is believed to ward off negativity and harm. So creating protective charms or amulets with solar symbols such as the sun, maybe a lion even, they can harness this protective energy. All right, community celebrations and rituals, they can also play a pretty significant role in Litha workings. Participating in or even, organizing gatherings with fellow witches and pagans to celebrate the solstice. Really, this is going to help foster that sense of community and shared purpose. Group activities could include things like lighting bonfires, which again symbolizes the sun's power and can serve as a focal point for communal energy and blessings. Dancing around the fire would be fun, singing, sharing seasonal foods. All of these would be great traditional ways to celebrate and honor the sun's zenith. These communal rituals not only strengthen social bonds, but they can also amplify the collective energy, making individual and group intentions more powerful. All right, so Litha really is a time of high energy, right? And that powerful solar influence. So let's talk about some good spell work for Litha. I pulled 3 today that I think are going to be good for this time of year. The first one is going to be a prosperity and growth spell. Second one is a love and harmony spell. And then the third one is a sunlight abundance spell. So first one, prosperity and growth. The summer solstice really does mark that peak time of the sun's power. It is an excellent time to perform spells for abundance, for growth, and for prosperity. And for this, I would grab a green candle or gold. Both of those symbol prosperity. I would work with basil or maybe even mint leaves. Both of those are associated with wealth. And definitely the citrine. But also you could use pyrite. Both of those stones really symbolize abundance. So I would go outside. Again, the more we can be physically outside, our feet can touch the ground, the dirt. we can connect with earth this way, even while we're honoring the sun. I think that's going to give this particular spell more power. I also don't always cast a circle, but I think starting one here for this spell might be good. It would really mirror the circle of the sun. But cast a circle, don't cast a circle, that's up to you. But either way, I would light the candle and I would place it in front of you. Hold the basil or the mint leaves and the stones in your hand, closing your eyes, and then visualize your financial goals. I would say something. You can come up with your own incantation, but something like, on this day of the longest light, I call upon the sun so bright. Bring to me prosperity and gold, as these leaves and stones I hold. Something like that. Come up with your own, but that is something you could say as you are holding the basil, the mint, and the crystals in your hand, or the stones. I would place the leaves and the stones around the base of the candle, and I would let the candle burn all the way out. So again, define how much time you can dedicate to this. If you get a really big candle, that could take quite a long time. I would carry this stone with you after it's burnt out. Place it on your altar, just to create a visual so you can remember the spell that you cast. For the love and harmony spell, I would use this one honestly because I think Litha's vibrant energy is perfect for anything that's going to promote love and harmony. Whether it is for strengthening existing relationships, maybe it's going to be for attracting a new one. Both are going to be well used during this time of year. For this love and harmony spell, I would gather rose petals or maybe lavender. Both of those are symbols of love. I would use a red candle, and I would honestly grab some rose quartz. That is a pretty big stone of love, whether it's self-love or working with someone else's love. Rose quartz is going to be great here. Again, I would use a small piece of paper, and if you want to cast a circle, great. If you don't, totally understand. But I would light the candle and place it in the center of the space you are working in. I would sprinkle the rose petals or the lavender around the candle, and I would hold the rose quartz in your hand. Close your eyes and visualize the love and harmony that you wish to attract. Write your specific intentions on the piece of paper, whatever that is that you're looking for, whether it's attracting love, attracting more harmony in your relationship, finding a new relationship, self-love here too. This works great. I would personally read this out loud. That always helps me. It's one thing to think it in our heads, but if you're in a nice private place and can read out loud what you wrote down, I think that's more powerful. Then I would place the paper under the candle holder and again, allow the candle to burn out completely. Then keep the rose quartz with you or maybe even on your altar again for that visual to maintain the spell's energy. As for a third one, I think a good witchcraft spell for Litha is going to be one that harnesses the powerful energy of the summer solstice. This is going to help us bring about positive change, bring about positive growth and abundance. So the third spell that I pulled is kind of like a sunlight abundance spell. This is going to be specifically designed to attract prosperity and success making the most of the peak solar energy during Litha. So for this one, I would work with either a gold or yellow candle representing the sun and abundance. I would bring in a small bowl of sunflower seeds that are going to help symbolize growth and prosperity. I would go back to that citrine or even the pyrite stones that are associated with wealth and success. And then grab a pen, something to write with, a green cloth, or maybe even a gold cloth if you have one, to kind of wrap all the items in. And then find a sunny spot outside. Again, with the circle, if you want to cast a protective circle, to create kind of that sacred space for your spell, there are many ways that we can do this. Even if you're out where other people are seeing this, honestly, you can just do this by walking clockwise in a circle, visualizing a protective barrier or light around you. It doesn't always have to be physically placing, stones or candles or anything around you in a circle. But this would be a good one to cast a circle with, kind of create that sacred space, place the gold or yellow candle right in front of you and light it, and then arrange the bowl of sunflower seeds and the piece of citrine and pyrite next to the candle. I would lay out the green cloth or the gold cloth and take a moment to write your intentions down on the paper. Again, be specific. Specific instructions or intentions for abundance and success. Be clear, be concise about what you wish to attract into your life. And then just kind of let it all marinate. Meditate on it, visualize if you can. Hold the piece of citrine or pyrite in your hands and then close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths to center yourself. Visualize the warm gold light of the sun filling you with energy and illuminating a path of abundance and prosperity in your own personal life. After you're done meditating, I would, open your eyes and hold the paper with your intentions over the candle flame. I personally would not burn it here. I would just let it, kind of feel the warmth of the flame that is rising from the candle. To activate the spell, I would place the paper with your intention under the bowl of sunflower seeds. I would sprinkle just a few sunflower seeds around the candle as an offering and then let the candle burn out safely while you meditate. When you're done and the candle is burnt out, I would, take a few deep breaths and visualize the protective circle dissolving. Thank the sun, any deities maybe or spirits that you may have called upon during your spell, and then ground yourself by touching the earth or even a nearby tree. This sunlight abundant spell leverages the potent energy of Litha, the peak time of the sun's energy to attract prosperity and success into your life. I honestly think that by, aligning your intentions with the natural rhythms of the earth, you can enhance the effectiveness of your magical workings. All right, let's do some work wishes with Litha. Honestly, incorporating Litha and the Summer Solstice celebration into the office environment, it's going to bring a sense of renewal, a sense of energy, and again, that sense of community into the workplace. Litha traditionally is marked by honoring, that sun's peak power and celebrating growth and abundance, but it can certainly be adopted to foster a positive and vibrant atmosphere among our colleagues. By aligning office activities with themes of Litha, employees can experience maybe increased motivation, certainly team cohesion, and a deeper connection to the natural cycles, all within a professional setting. So one way to incorporate Litha into the office is by organizing some communal space that reflects the essence of the summer solstice. This can be achieved by decorating, of course, the office with symbols of Litha. For that, we'll want to bring in, things like sunflowers, bright citrus fruits, and vibrant colors like gold and yellow. Creating maybe a designated area where employees can take short breaks to enjoy the seasonal decorations might help enhance their mood and energy levels. I think arranging an outdoor picnic or potluck featuring seasonal foods can provide a really fun, refreshing break from that usual, work routine. This would be a great way of bringing Litha into the office and encouraging social interaction and, that camaraderie among our colleagues. So engaging employees in Litha-inspired activities can also promote a sense of team spirit and well-being. Hosting a workshop on mindfulness and meditation, maybe emphasizing the importance of connecting with nature and absorbing the sun's energy. All of that can help employees relax and focus. Incorporating a brief group meditation or maybe a sun salutation yoga session during a lunch break can help revitalize staff, enhancing their productivity, enhancing their creativity, maybe for the remainder of the day. Anytime we can encourage our employees to set personal and professional intentions in line with the themes of growth and abundance, I would say yes, please. Certainly during Litha, we can foster a forward-thinking and optimistic workplace culture. Overall, I think bringing the spirit of Litha into the office environment can create a more dynamic and cohesive team. Certainly celebrating the summer solstice by decorating communal spaces, organizing seasonal activities, and promoting mindfulness not only honors the natural world, but it also enhances the workplace atmosphere. So if you're looking for a good Litha spell for the office, honestly, I would go back to the prosperity and harmony spell I mentioned for us to do at home. We can just tweak it a little bit for the corporate world. All right, so for this one, I'm specifically kind of designating it for an office setting, aiming to attract abundance and to foster a cooperative and joyful work environment. I would grab a gold or yellow candle, again representing the sun and prosperity. I would also grab a green candle representing growth and harmony. I would go to that citrine and pyrite. Those are both stones associated with wealth and success. I think I would grab a piece of amethyst here, that stone of peace and harmony, just to kind of create the vibe that we're looking for. A small bowl of sunflower seeds, again symbolizing that growth and abundance. Grab a piece of paper and a pen, and if you still have that green cloth or even a gold cloth, to wrap up the items, I would bring that in too. Another thing we could add, which is always fun and I think appropriate for this one, is going to be some essential oil. Rosemary, I definitely think of that for protection, but I don't know, I think sweet orange would be really, really great here, really mimicking the sun's energy. So if you can, choose a quiet time in the office when you won't be disturbed. You might have to get there early or possibly doing it during the lunch break. Cleanse the space by opening up a window if you can. Maybe you need to use a quick smudge stick, but you could also do potentially like a few drops of essential oil in a diffuser if you don't have either of those options. I would find a small private area where you can set up your materials and arrange the gold or yellow candle and the green candle right in front of you. Place the citrine or the pyrite and the amethyst next to the candles, and then lay out the green cloth or gold cloth, if you have one, on the surface where you're going to be working. On the piece of paper, write down your specific intentions for the office, such as, we're going to be bringing in abundance into projects and opportunities, or harmony among colleagues, or maybe just a nice, simple, productive, and joyful work environment. But either way, be clear, be concise about the goal. Light the candle, focus on the flame, and visualize the sun's energy filling the office with prosperity and success. Light the green candle and imagine the growth of positive relationships and harmony among coworkers. And then, hold the citrine and the pyrite or in your left hand, which is your receiving hand, and the amethyst in your right hand, which is your giving hand. Close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths and visualize a golden light spreading throughout the office, bringing in that abundance and that harmony. Place the piece of paper with your intentions under the bowl of sunflower seeds. Sprinkle a few sunflower seeds around the base of each candle as an offering, and let the candles burn for a few minutes while you meditate on your intentions. And again, you guys know I'm big on letting candles burn out. You might not have this luxury of time at the office unless you grab little birthday candles. Those you will probably have time to work with while they completely burn out. But either way, if you can, please try to let your candles burn all the way out. I would wrap up the paper, the remaining sunflower seeds, the citrine or pyrite, amethyst in the green or gold cloth, and I would place this bundle in a discreet area of the office, such as maybe like a desk drawer, or a personal space, somewhere that's going to continuously radiate positive energy. Take a moment, if you can, to ground yourself by touching the earth or a plant. Most offices have some type of greenery in them, some type of plant and dirt, but reflect on the positive changes that you wish to see in the office. This prosperity and harmony spell really does utilize the powerful energy of Litha to enhance the office atmosphere, and it can promote a sense of abundance and harmony. I always believe if we align our intentions with the natural cycles, we can create a more positive and productive work environment for not only ourselves, but our colleagues. All right, so there we have it. What do you guys think about that for Litha? If we follow the year and the seasons in our craft, we are definitely at the highest point with energy. If you are a moon follower like me, this time of year would be much like the full moon. If you made goals during the new moon time, that end of December or January period, this is when we'll be checking in on them to see what you've created for the new year and assess everything you have done since the winter months. It's our halfway check-in point, and I do have an entire episode coming up devoted to helping us reassess the goals that we have made and how to really utilize the remaining 6 months in our calendar year to complete them. For now, though, hopefully those Litha and Summer Solstice tips were good for you and you're able to incorporate them in a couple weeks when our Litha and Summer Solstice is here. I do have some moon updates for you, and I actually did pull the Litha poem that I read last year, which was a little clip from William Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream, which is just perfect for June. So I'm going to go grab that, and I'll be back with both. Let's start with a clip from William Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream, where he is talking about a wood near Athens and hearing a fairy speak. Over hill, over dale, thorough bush, thorough briar, over park, over pale, thorough flood, thorough fire. I do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon's sphere. And I serve the fairy queen to do her orbs upon the green. The cowslips tall her pensioners be, in their gold coats spots you'll see. Those be rubies, fairy favors, in those freckles live their savors. I must go seek some dewdrops here, and hang a pearl in every cowslip's ear. Farewell, though, lob of spirits, I'll be gone. Our queen and all her elves come here anon. I just love that one. All right, well, our moon, my friends, today as this airs, she is in complete darkness, a true dark moon. Thursday and Friday will be a new moon, but for today, it is all about retreating, reflecting, turning inward, and journaling. Shadow work is great during a dark moon. If you incorporate the moon cycles into your practice like I do, we will often view the dark moon time as a time for introspection and releasing old energies. So some things we can do tonight with the dark moon, definitely a ritual for letting go. Dark moons are ideal for releasing negativity or things that no longer serve, one's highest good. We can perform rituals such as burning old letters, old journal entries that symbolize what we wish to let go of. We can also take a ritual bath with cleansing herbs or even salts to release old, stagnant energy before the new cycle begins. Divination. Many witches use the energy of the dark moon for our divination practices like tarot readings, scrying, that can either be crystal ball, mirror, whatever you use for scrying, or even pendulum work. The quiet, introspective energy of the dark moon is thought to enhance our psychic abilities and intuition. Third would be honoring the dark goddess. And, in some traditions, the dark moon is associated with the dark goddess archetype, representing the shadow aspects of femininity and the mysteries of the unknown. We may want to perform rituals or prayers to honor and connect with this aspect of the divine feminine. I honestly just love this time of our moon cycle, and for me personally, I'll be doing my own rituals tonight to work with the dark moon energy. I want to say thank you so much for joining me today. I am very grateful that you are a part of Witchy Work Wishes and our family, and I'm more than happy to be spending time with you each week. Thank you so much for coming back and joining me for another episode. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week and weekend, and I will talk with you next week. Thank you for joining me today at Witchy Work Wishes, a place to find your weekly inspiration for bringing your personal witchcraft practice into your business, work, and office. For more information and additional content, please visit me online at witchyworkwishes.com. If you want to send me a personal note, please email me at info@witchyworkwishes.com. And of course, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Just search for Witchy Work Wishes.